Good morning and welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started today, and if you would help me in welcoming our MC for this morning, Megan Thomas.
Well, good morning, everybody. Like you said, my name is Megan Thomas, and I am the newest meteorologist at WKRN News 2. I started about 9 months ago, and Nashville truly already feels like home. I want to take this time to thank all of you for joining us here this morning, the distinguished guests, family, and friends. So if you don't mind, please stand to your feet, and let's welcome Battalion 83. All right, please stay standing and let's recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, at this time, I would like to introduce Engineer Lee Dozier to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Post. Telegraph. Right. Take. Forward. March.
And at this time, please stay standing and let me welcome Chaplain Simeon Williams for Invocation.
Everyone bow your heads, please. Dear God Almighty, we worship you, the eternal flame. Your holy fire purifies and cleanses. Through you, we are given life and life abundantly. We come today to thank you for our beloved fire recruits, our firefighters who are daily alert to the ferocious fires that seek to destroy both life and property. Their bravery provides a loving canopy to our lives and our communities. We ask that you cover these graduates, give them the wisdom and understanding to endure the dangers that lie ahead. As a daily stand guard, waiting for calls of distress, draw them close to you and nourish them with heavenly blessings. As they rush to emergencies, riding on engines of mercy, prepare them for the unknown challenges that they will face. We love you and we thank you, and this we pray in your holy name. Amen.
You may be seated. Today, we welcome 37 people to the ranks of this wonderful institution. Their grit, determination, and willingness to put their lives on the line every single day is a sacrifice many of us will never understand. Battalion 83, I've been told that you are one of the strongest classes to ever graduate from the Nashville Fire Department, so hats off to you. Oftentimes, you will be the first person that someone sees on their worst day. You will comfort grieving mothers, you will pray with broken fathers, all while running into danger. You are the heartbeat of Nashville. This is just a small contribution that you will be making to our city. So again, I thank you this morning. I look forward to seeing what you will accomplish once you take the oath of office. I would now like to introduce Director Chief William Swan.
Good morning. It seemed like they switched it up on me. I thought I'll usually come after Scott Lively, our wonderful, great commander of training, because in my notes I said I want to thank Chief Lively for all the hard work he's done. But anyway, you'll get that later. That's sort of an inside joke. But I want to first just take the opportunity to thank everyone for joining us here. Thank the Madison Church of Christ, our former Chief Buck Dozier, who always opens up his arms and allows us to come into this great sanctuary to not only do graduation, but anything that the fire department needs, he's here for us. So thank you so much, Chief. He's in the back for allowing us to do that. Then I want to take a moment to thank Mayor John Cooper for being here this morning despite his extremely busy schedule. He is addressing the needs of this city, and I cannot express my appreciation for him and the support that he gives this department. So thank you, Mayor, for being here. And I know after his remarks, because of his schedule, he'll have to leave, but again, we would not even be able to have this ceremony without his support. Also, speaking of support, our council members. Is there any council members here? Could you please stand up? Or any other department heads, public officials. But I want to give big thanks to our council members because they work hard with us to ensure that we're able to provide what's needed for our personnel, and then also we're able to do the job that we're going to be sworn to do as public servants to our Metro Davidson County people. But last, but definitely not least, I want to thank the family and friends that's here. The ones that supported Battalion 83. We know that they have gone through hundreds of hours of training, several months at the academy, and countless hours of study time. But you were there for them, to encourage them, to keep their head up, and ensure them that you will take care of the home while they're taking care of business. And for that reason, you guys deserve a round of applause. So if you would, for the family, let's give it up. Also, Battalion 83, so let's take a moment to address you. So if you've made it to this point, definitely a reason to celebrate and for you guys to be proud. As a department, we are very happy that you're here and you're ready to go out to your assignment, to put on this badge that's a public servant, which means you have a heart of a servant. Big responsibility. But we know that you are up to the speed. I want to thank the Training Academy for all the hard work that they do. Every time I get here or speak with any one of the training officers, they always tell me how good the Academy battalion is, no matter what it is. But they have said that Battalion 83 is unique, very special, very high speed, and definitely ready to do the job. Well, we will see. I won't put you to the test. Your job will. Your career will. This opportunity that you have, it will come fast, it will come furious. But I feel like you've had the training to meet that necessary need. But as a department, when we look back through just a few months, I will not even mention 2020, because I think everybody in here can have a story about 2020. What a year. But we got through it. We showed our resiliency, tenacity. This department stood firm and hard. We had over 6 declarations. I will not even discuss all the events that took place. I'm just going to talk about the last 3 months. 2021. I thank God we're all celebrating 2020 being done with. 2021 happened, and God said round 2. So here we go. In the last 3 months, we've endured several winter weather, ice storms, straight line winds, a major flood. In a moment's notice, our first responders were quickly called into action. And some see this as a heroic event, but we see it as a job that we were trained to do and we're committed to do. So Battalion 83, you have been trained for that very thing. You will commit today that you will stand at the gates of protection this city and everything in it. So as the NFD family, here is my charge and my expectation for you. Number one, you will continue to grow. Continue to grow. That means always search for training to make yourself better. Never settle where you're at. Number three, stay physically fit. Make it intentional. You have to stay physically fit. The stressors that you will deal with, and you know how anatomy works because we're not just firefighters, by the way. We're EMTs, emergency medical technicians. When you talk about the NFD family, I know we all like to think about fire suppression, firefighters, because that's even in the title. But the fire department is really an all-hazardous department. We deal with everything. When 911 is called, it doesn't matter if it's a shooting, stabbing, homicide, suicide, drowning, overdose, nature unknown, flood, bombing. You will be called. And we are expected to be able to handle and deal with any situation. And that's exactly what we do. So that training aspect and staying physically fit is very important. And then I love the fact in the last 15 years of my career within the department, we talk more about self-care. Self-care is, of course, the mental and emotional side of it. That's important that you take care of yourself. There are a few things that I live by and go and actually charge myself with to stay in tune. I'm talking about balance, and that's what you're going to have to find. We're here at the Church of Christ, and I am the chief, so I think I can say this. Number one, I hope you have a great relationship with God, because you are going to need Him. You're going to see and deal with things possibly in one shift that most people will never see their whole career. When you talk to some of these firefighters and some of our EMS personnel, or let me just say fire department family, the stories that they will tell you and the experiences that they go through, we start looking at ourselves like maybe we're not normal. We usually find that out when you're at your house and you have a barbecue or someone's coming over to your house that's not in the NFD family or first responder family, and everybody's telling stories about what they do. And you casually start talking about some of the experiences that you deal with at work. And usually you'll look at the individual's faces and you'll see their mouth open wide. They're looking at you as if you really deal with that. You see that? Yes, we do. So we are special. Again, this is not a job or a career, it's a calling. That's why it's so critical that you keep up on the training. You stay physically fit. You do self-care, both mental and emotional. But again, God, first and foremost. Secondly, is family. You have to take care of family. That means at home, if your husband or wife or your kids, you can carry a title of first responder or firefighter. I can carry the title as director chief, and people can open doors and give me all these accolades. But if you look at my wife's face and it's frowning and it's not smiling, what good am I? If my children, my kids, when they call me father or dad, and they don't feel secure with that or comfortable or really understanding what that meaning is, what good am I? You make sure you have balance with your family. There's nothing more important than that on this earth. And then the family that you work with, the men and women that you've come on with. This is a unique and very interesting livelihood that you're about to be inducted into. Truly family. and you take care of family at all costs. And then, and last, is yourself. Because if you have God and you take care of family, then taking care of yourself usually falls right in line. But make sure you do those things, because that's going to keep you in a balanced part of your life. And as long as you can do this job will not be considered a job. This career will not be considered a career. It will be a calling. And as that cliche but true, if you love what you do, you never go to what? You never go to work. Keep that enthusiasm so every day when you get up, you look forward to going to work. You look forward to making a difference in someone's life. Every call matters. How you look matters. What you say matters. You're representing something bigger than you. There's nothing bigger than the Nashville Fire Department. I'm not bigger than the Nashville Fire Department. Neither are you. You represent. You are a brand. And there's no one on this department, no one will let the brand go down. They will protect that brand at all costs. You do it with your representation. It's easy for me to stand up here and talk about how great this department is. To me, and I know, we're the greatest department in this city. There's none that can compare. But it's not my words that make it happen, it's you. In everyday work and everyday how you carry yourself. Whether you at work or you at home, you are NFD family. Whether you have that uniform on or not, you are NFD family. Have I been clear about that? Yes, sir. You NFD what? Family. Absolutely. So, with all that being said, will you help me applaud the new inductee, NFD family, Battalion 83. So now I have the honor the complete honor to introduce the mayor of this great city, the Honorable Mayor John Cooper. Would you please again help me welcome him?
Well, thank you all very much. I'm going to have to leave because I'm a little bit on duty today, and it's the budget season in Nashville, and you're going to approve of my work today, which is to get the resources that we need to be great. But let me just stand back for a moment. I wanted to be here with our newest members of our family to address Nashville's fire family. And it's kind of the first time we've been together since we can clearly see the end of the pandemic and the end of 2020. And to thank each of you in this first responder fire family for getting Nashville through the hardest year that it ever had. And from the tornado to the derecho, I'm going to name a few more back from 2020. The bombing, the flood. Has the city ever needed its fire family more? And do you come to an environment to understand that your service to the city is what keeps the city together, keeps the city safe, keeps the city united, gets the city through all kinds of problems that none of us really could imagine a year ago? So I want to thank the chief and each of our serving fire members. I don't know that we're going to look back on this with pleasure, but we should look back on it with pride. Because each member of your new fire family, boy, they rose to the occasion. And they lead with their heart every day. And that's a value we have in Nashville, Tennessee, is to lead with our heart. And serving the public is hard. And the ability to communicate to the members of the public that we are for them. We understand. You can never really understand, I think, the level of need that you're going to confront in the field, the horror, the shock, the devastation that can happen in somebody's life. But I'm grateful for, in the Nashville way, being able to communicate with the people that we serve in a way that we understand them, and we are here to help them. So I want to thank Chief Swan for that kind introduction. I had the distinct privilege of spending the last year with Chief Swan. That's not an overstatement. I want to thank our MC, Megan Thomas, and Director Tim Henderson and Commander Scott Lively. And I want to welcome you officially to the fire family. You're going to join the ranks of our community's most courageous and committed public servants. But let's spend a moment on that. That's quite a word, public servant. That's an enormous responsibility. You need to carry that with pride, because that's not just a job. It's a calling. And after you're sworn in, you're going to belong to an organization that is built on a long tradition of duty and honor. You're going to have expectations on you that other people aren't going to have on you. You're going to be an example and a model, as well as a servant. Now that family that you're joining fought the Great Nashville Fire in 1916, and before that, the first major fire in Nashville in 1812. And back 5 years after our fire department was founded, that fire destroyed an entire city block along Market Street, the business center of our community. Now that Market Street is what we call 2nd Avenue. So a lot of your successors fought a major event in the bombing of 2nd Avenue all those years later. Challenge stays the same. It's new, but the challenge is the same. The service commitment is the same. Now, our firefighters saved lives there and property on Christmas morning, but they're saving lives and property every day. And it's not just from fire. It's all these disasters. Now, the bombing was senseless, but in that census act, your fellow first responders went door to door to ensure the safety of our neighbors. Thank you, the courage that took, the courage that we are going to expect out of you, and the courage we in advance want to say we're grateful for, because we have to have it. And you represent the resiliency and the commitment to build back better than before. And you represent our commitment to each other in our fire family and between our fire family and our neighbors. Now we're going to rebuild, we're going to recover the bombing, the tornado, the flood, and the pandemic. We're going to have 50% of the people in Nashville vaccinated by early May the 1st. That's going to be 65% of eligible body that is eligible, and then through May, we're going to get the last in. It's with the leadership of this department. We're going to get this done. We're going to get on the other side of COVID. I personally have a goal I want to share with you, is for the Predators to be in the Stanley Cup and for the home game to be fully attended. So let's get out there and get people vaccinated so that we can get that goal. But our progress is only possible because of bravery and the men and women that exhibit bravery every day, routine, but extraordinary. And you begin this noble and challenging profession that requires, and this is to everybody out here, your family members, it requires sacrifice. And we are here today to honor that sacrifice in advance, because you are joining this noble calling into the firefighters of Nashville, Tennessee, and especially the firefighters and EMTs of Battalion 83. Thank you for answering the call to serve. And I know you will fulfill your duties with honor and distinction. And God bless each one of you, and please stay safe. And know how no city will ever be reminded more greatly than Nashville in this last year of how valued you are, your calling, your career is to us having a great city. And to all of your support system out here, let me say a word of thanks to you for supporting these brave men and women, not just getting them through the program, but in their careers going forward, and to the leadership of the fire department. Could there be a better, more heroic response than our city has had to all these problems and disasters? And for that, I am grateful, and I want to thank each of you, and then I'm going to get back to my day job, but my day job is to serve you. And your job is to serve the people of Nashville, and let's both do our jobs and get the resources that we need. And our future is bright indeed. And this week, there's a big announcement. This huge high-tech company is going to hire 8,000 more people, and that's really another 12,000. It's 20,000 new jobs. All of Nissan and Smyrna is only 7,000 new jobs. This is unthinkably huge. They're high-paying jobs. It's the kind of future that will make our children stay here and prosper, and we're going to be a success in this new economy of the 20th century. But I'll tell you, why are they coming here? Large part because we're a city that works. And it's going to be a city that works for everybody. That we're still functional. We know we have problems, but we can address our problems. We can work together. We can get it done. It's not always easy. In a time of crisis, we've shown that we can do that, and we can do that in the future. And with our heritage and the commitment of our people, we will be the great city in America in the 21st century. And all these people want to come here because we're a city that works, with a city with a great lifestyle, a city with a lot of culture, a lot of education, a lot of amenities, but it's our people. It's you. That's why people want to come here. It's a city that's our city. You know, we each of us feel part of Nashville, Tennessee. It's our city. Well, let me tell you, I'm from Nashville. Let me tell you about our city. And we are going to do things with respect for each other that includes everybody and serves all the people, because we're going to be that city that works and also works for everybody. And nobody does that better than Nashville's Fire Department. And for that, and the leadership and the training and the example that you show every day, it's one that I know you all will look at and listen to and be part of, and for all that I want to celebrate. All right, I'm back to my job. Good luck with your job. Thank you for supporting these brave men and women, and thank you, Chief.
All right, thank you so much, Mayor Cooper. I know you have a very busy day on your hands. All right, at this time, I would like to introduce Chief of Training and fellow Alabama fan. I knew it wasn't going to go over well. Chief Scott Lively.
All right, you made it. All right, let me first welcome everyone to really a proud moment for me and the entire Nashville Fire Department as we welcome the newest members into the NFD family. Today is a defining moment in the lives of Battalion 83, because really it's a culmination of a lot of hard work, sweat, perseverance, and just good old-fashioned hard work that saw really 37 citizens become servants to this great city. This battalion is the latest in a long line of servants that committed proudly to this city. It's always a proud moment for me to remind others that the Nashville Fire Department has been a professional department since 1860, even before the FDNY. And this battalion, before you, is about to join an exclusive fraternity that stands on the shoulders of all the great men and women that came before us. I personally want to give a sincere thank you to Mayor Cooper, Chief Swan, the senior staff, and all the support personnel of the entire Nashville Fire Department, from special operations to logistics. It takes a lot of people pulling in the same direction to make this happen. This is a very large class, and especially during these challenging times. But everyone's unwavering commitment to this battalion only shows the dedication and to the citizens of Nashville and the Nashville Fire Department, but really to the families that are here today supporting Battalion 83. You know, as I watched the honor guard and the pipe and drum come earlier, I thought, what better way to present the colors, and what better way to present the proud and rich tradition over a century and a half of the Nashville Fire Department. But just noticing the red recruit flag of Battalion 83 and what it represents. If you might not know, the guidon posted before you signifies and represents the battalion unit. The history of the guidon dates back many years with its roots deep in the service of those who are called to serve. The flag was always in front of the unit symbolically, not only as a proud point of pride, but as a rallying point during challenging times. Where the guidon was posted, you would find those present and ready to proudly serve. The guidon flags throughout history were there in times of challenge, much like we've had here, and the moments of victory and accomplishment like we have today. The guidon flag of Battalion 83 is no different. It was there during the moments of adversity, and it's here today in the moment of accomplishment and celebration. As the honor guard posted the colors, I couldn't help noticing the contrasting metaphor between the two flags. The honor guard representing 161 years, and the flag of Battalion 83 representing the uniqueness of the members of the NFD family. This flag is handmade, and like Battalion 83, is unique and original. The guidon bearer was chosen by the leadership of Battalion 83 and was intentionally the very first decision that they had to make because of the importance of what it represents. So today, as we retire the colors of Battalion 83 in a moment of celebration, I say to recruit Blaze Thomas, who was chosen to bear the responsibility of the guidon, job well done. You led, represented, and protected the colors of 83, and as a point of pride, and your dedication never waned. Every battalion throughout our history wouldn't have been successful without the guidance and leadership of the teachers and mentors around them, and today is really no different. The cadre of instruction of the Nashville Fire Academy represents over 170 combined years of experience and service in the most advanced emergency medical knowledge, firefighting, hazardous materials, technical rescue, and critical thinking available. I count the Academy staff as among the best at what they do, and they really make it possible for us to be here today. So let me proudly introduce the entire staff of the Nashville Fire Academy. Stand up, guys. And girls. Thank y'all. A few of these instructors will be out on the streets on Monday, mentoring and guiding and experiencing things with this battalion, so I'm very proud of that. Also, I see several current and retired firefighters here today in attendance, and I think it really speaks to the importance that they place in this day. You know, as we welcome the NFD family members into the department, let me say thank you to all of those in attendance, uniformed personnel in attendance, for sharing this day with us. So really in closing, let me say to you, Battalion 83, congratulations on this day. You've been through hundreds of hours of training, gave unselfishly to become a part of something much larger than yourself. And by doing so, you have etched your name into the 161 years of the Nashville Fire Department. Use this day as not the end of your training, but as a segue to the beginning of your journey that will see you become future servants and leaders in this great department. And I'll just leave you with this. In these last few weeks, we've seen hundreds of cases of friends helping friends, neighbors helping neighbors, health providers on the front line helping their fellow neighbors, and countless examples of the NFD family assisting some of those hit the hardest. You know, it brings me to this quote, Dr. Martin Luther King, regarding being the servant of the community. He said, "Not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great, because greatness is determined by service. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. And I think that really best represents Battalion 83. So congrats to you guys. All right, let's transition a little bit into a little surprise for these guys. They probably didn't know it was coming. Let's do some awards. Yeah. So at the academy, we teach a sense of meticulous detail on how to become part of the NFD team. Recruit training is really the epitome of the team concept. It's how the men and women perform every day on the streets, and it's how we train every day at the academy. But today, if you'll allow us, the academy staff, would like to point out a few of those individuals that really set themselves apart. So when you hear your name, please come forward. The Physical Fitness Award signifies not only the most athletic, but the one who set the tone daily for the physical standard needed to complete the training required to be a firefighter. Our daily PT program is rigorous. We did a 4-mile run this morning as the sun come up. And it's very job specific. This was really a tough choice because, like I say, you got a whole battalion running 4 miles at the sun up. That's pretty good. But with a lot of qualified candidates, we had to choose one. And I'm very proud to say the Fitness Award for Battalion 83 goes to Blaze Thomas. Class valedictorian, which, by the way, let me brag a little bit, 100% pass rate on the National Registry, 2 classes in a row. Congrats to the Academy staff. Class valedictorian represents a combined score for not only the most advanced emergency medical training that condenses a college semester in just a matter of weeks, also a level of firefighter 2 training, technical rescue, hazmat operations, just about anything we can come up with, just to be honest with you. The class valedictorian for Battalion 83 with a combined GPA of 93.21, Casey Manning. And finally, Esprit de Corps. This award is chosen by the Fire Academy staff and literally translates to the spirit of the body. It encompasses the heart and pulse of the battalion and represents the camaraderie of the group, or in other terms, the person that literally represents the spirit of 83. It was a long road for this person to be here, and I'm extremely proud to announce the winner of Esprit de Corps for Battalion 83 is Mario Mendoza. Now the moment we've all been waiting for, and the moment Battalion 83 has been waiting for 6 challenging months. Will Megan and Chief Swan please come forward for the presentation of certificates and badges?
Y'all ready? All right. All right. Tyler Anderson. Nathan Berger. Blaine Burke. John Bolin. Malcolm Bonner. Joseph Kleinert. Brad Cullison. Nathaniel Derry. Logan Fetzer. Timothy Fitzgerald. Eugene Flathman. Matthew Fox.
We got some tall ones in this.
Yeah. Jacob Garman. Kobina Grant. Tyler Hall. Cody Hanna. Devontae Hurd. Big crowd for you. I like it. John Jones. Katie Justice. Casey Manning. Casey McCall. Mario Mendoza. Demario Mitchell. David Morgan. Mitchell Murphy. Dalton Phillips. Sean Ridley. Yeah. All right, Houston Russell III. Noah Slater. Marion Spivey. Casey Sullivan. Tristan Tawater. Blaze Thomas. Matthew Tyrena. Jarrett Toney. Robert Webb. And Peter Winget. Battalion 83, will you please stand? I'd like now to invite Director Chief Swan back to administer the firefighter's oath.
So before I do that, I do want to acknowledge a lot of our retirees that's in the house. I think it's befitting, you know, their career may have ended, but it shows you the love they have for the department because many of them never miss an event. And I do want to acknowledge that and thank you for being here. Also, we have Mark Young, our union president, here as well. So again, I want to make sure I just give credit where credit's due. So thank you guys for being here. So this is one of the most important parts of everything. You have to take that oath of office and understand the importance of it. So if you do not want to take this oath, you got an opportunity right now to walk out of here. I have to ask, because once you take this, come great responsibility. Definitely, there's a big charge with it. So, if you would come to attention, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name, do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of Tennessee and support the Constitution and laws thereof, and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment, diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the office assigned in the fire department, in and for Nashville, Davidson County, according to the Constitution of the state. Congratulations to the new inductees of the Nashville Fire Department.
I'd also like to personally congratulate each and every single one of you. Your jobs have just now begun, so congratulations. All right, now I'd like to welcome Chief Jim Holzmer for the benediction.
Please bow your heads. Wondrous, loving God of all, we thank you for this moment that you have given and your gifts of life and love. Be ever with these men and women as they go forth and as they go into harm's way for others, indeed often the least of these. Please be with their families as well as they wait for them to return home. Guide and guard them all, we fervently pray. Amen and amen.
All right, that concludes the graduation ceremony. Thank you all for coming this morning, and let's give Battalion 83 one more big hand.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.net.